Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. It's always a pleasure being your host. Here at VectorVest, we've been keeping investors on the right side of the market for over 3 decades. Tonight, we're going to dive into one of the most talked about names when it comes to retail investing, Robinhood Markets. Ticker symbol HOOD. Hood. You probably remember the hype, zero commission trading, right? Madness, a new wave of retail investors changing the game. But where does Robinhood stand out in 2025? Let's break it down. Robinhood started out with a mission to democratize finance for all, giving everyday investors access to commission-free trading through a sleek mobile app. The company exploded in popularity during the pandemic, especially during the GameStop and AMC craze when it became the platform of choice for a generation of new traders. But the journey hasn't been smooth. Robinhood's business model reliance on payment for order flow and controversial trading restrictions during the 2021, both regulatory heat and public backlash. We all remember that, right? The stock soared after the IPO, then crashed after user growth slowed and profitability lagged. Fast forward to today, Robinhood's story is shifting. The company's expanding beyond just stocks and crypto into retirement accounts, credit cards, and even international trading. It's chasing a more mature identity, one that blends retail-friendly innovation with long-term financial services. Revenue has been rebounding and management is tightening costs, but investors are still asking, is Robinhood a comeback or a fading phenomenon from the pandemic? So is Robinhood a bargain at these levels or just another name from the meme stock Hall of Fame? In this video, we're going to look at the numbers, the risk and upside potential of Robinhood in 2025. Let's get into it. Before we jump into VectorVest, look behind me. The innovation, the creativeness behind this company is absolutely astonishing. This is what I want to talk about. Their partnership with GoPuff. Just announced today. You can see the articles right behind me. This will allow cash delivery to their customers. So if you're a Robinhood user, you can pay a small fee and cash out from your investments and have the cash delivered to you. I've talked about this before with this company. Their innovation is remarkable. Everything from tokenization of real world assets and even stocks. They're bringing the stock market into the crypto world through tokenization. On top of that, they're one of the first primary brokerages to allow crypto investments. And in addition, one thing that's not getting a lot of attention, but I've talked about on this channel quite a bit, predictive markets. This is huge growth potential for the company, and Robinhood's already reporting revenue over $100 million from predictive markets alone. So let's go ahead and jump into VectorVest 7 software and see how it matches up with our proprietary indicators. Here we are taking a look at Robinhood. You can see the pressure is on. The stock down 10% right now, currently trading at $119. So let's get the true sense of the Robinhood story utilizing the powerful indicators within VectorVest. First thing we'll take a look at is the valuation of this company. Here at VectorVest, we only value the stock at $51.17. It is not a price target. It's just what we feel the stock is currently worth. So that being said, investors paying a premium for this position, but it being the retail darling, I'm not too surprised by that. Now, in addition to that, we've got RV down to CI. These indicators on a 0 to 2 scale. Above 1 is favorable, below 1 is unfavorable. The further you get away from 1 speaks to the magnitude of that favor. The first two we'll look at is RV and RS, looking at the fundamentals of this company. RV looks at the long-term price appreciation potential. I've said it before, even though Robinhood is trading at a premium, the fact that RV is above 1 one gave me optimism and still does give me optimism for this stock overall. So long-term price appreciation is favorable for the longer-term investors. As far as safety, it's pretty neutral right now. 0.99, slightly on the unfavorable side. So you're taking a little bit of risk when looking at this position. Now, going into the technical side of things, we have RT, or relative timing. This just looks at the short-term price trend. At 0.9, this is currently in the favor of the bears. So the short-term price trend is down right now, so I'd be a little bit more defensive on this position. Overall, value, safety, and timing, VST, this is our master indicator, a rating above 1. So favorable overall value, safety, and timing. When it comes to the CI, this looks at the stock's ability to resist severe or lengthy price declines. So a great long-term technical rating here. The stock also has a hold recommendation at this time. As we take a look at the forecasted data, it is phenomenal. Sales growth rate, 99%. The earnings growth rate at 44%. But me personally, I would never buy a stock without looking at the chart. So let's take a look at Robinhood and see if there's any potential on the horizon. This holiday season, kick off your investment journey on the right path. Join VectorVest today. Just 99 cents gives you 30 days access to the world's most powerful investment software. Just go to VectorVest.com/YT to take advantage of the special offer. Here's Robinhood over the last 12 months, ticker symbol HOOD. Again, you can see the price pressure is on right now. We did have a strong buy rating on this position during the bull run. However, with upside momentum waning right now, we're seeing the holds come into place. And in addition to that, look at RT relative timing. RT relative timing gave investors a great entry point when it came into Robinhood, becoming favorable back in April. The close that day was around $48.15. We see price action currently at $119, even after the retracement with the high closer to 160. But look at RT relative timing now, becoming unfavorable. This is going to be our first warning sign if you're holding this position. But overall, for my long-term bulls, look at the earnings per share. This is always the engine that can drive stock prices higher. But the only caveat, if we take a look at valuation here, we only buy the stock at $51.17. As the price action became more and more overstretched. Valuation, though, what I do like, not only is RV relative value above 1, but I've said this before, in overvalued positions, I like to see the value rising. We're starting to see more tick ups in value as of recently. But we look over the last 12 months, valuation went from $16 now to $51 with the stock on the pullback, and our stop price currently right at $119.81. So if the price action slips down below $119.79 currently, we could see the sell rating will be given on Hood. So be more defensive when it comes to this position. Now, if I want to dive in more of a technical standpoint, but still keep it simple, I could use something like a simple trend line here. If I use a trend line and make this a little bigger for a better visual, clearly as shown, and if I zoom into a 3-month time span, we can see price action has broken this upward trend line. And again, that's why I love RT relative timing. It can tell you so much about the trend of a stock price. With RT becoming unfavorable and this break in this upward trend line, I would be a little bit more defensive on Robinhood. And if I zoom out to a 1-year chart, any ideal pivot could potentially happen at a prior swing high. So if we take a look here, we can see that's around 117. And I would almost treat this like a zone with the momentum to the downside to about 105 to the gap fill. See if we get any kind of pivot between these two levels here. And this might just be a great bottom fishing opportunity. Now, I hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow evening.